Hey, what is happening, everybody out there? This is Jakejames Lugo. Welcome to the channel. Hopefully, you guys have been doing all right. It's been a minute since I've done one of these, but understandably, again, if you've been following me on social media, I've been seeing some of the stuff I've been posting up, including my last vlog I uploaded here on the channel. You'll know exactly why, but we'll get into that in just a bit. But this is a brand new episode of JJ's One Man Podcast. Hopefully, this is going to be something that you guys can enjoy, something you guys can check out. This is normally a Patreon exclusive show that I would put over on my Patreon page for everybody that supports me there at any single level. But every once in a while, I'm going to throw one of these up on the YouTube channel just to have something kind of uploaded on there for you guys to enjoy so you can listen to and maybe even entice you to check out some of the exclusive episodes I have on my Patreon page. If you guys want to check those out, there'll be links in the description box below for you guys to do so. Now, what this episode is going to be about is all about YouTube. It's all about my thoughts on YouTube, on YouTubers, on the idea of just making content for YouTube or becoming a YouTuber, YouTube gaming and all that stuff. It's really going to kind of, be a good overview of everything that kind of, encapsulates my thoughts on YouTube as a whole. So one of the big things that I always find that YouTube is always helpful for is that it really connects people. It allows you to kind of just, have a platform and have a place where you could upload just about anything with ease. It's probably one of the easiest platforms to upload content to, or at least, get content out to a mass wide audience full of people. Even if you don't have a lot of subscribers, there's always that potential for YouTube to kind of really blow you up and really make you into a personality or a celebrity overnight. Now, while that's not always practical, and I always understand that could be a thing, amongst certain people, for me, YouTube has always been a way to kind of connect with other gamers and really kind of, look up content related to gaming and related to people that have a shared passion for gaming. And I always thought that was kind of cool. I've been on YouTube for a very long time. A lot of you guys don't know, and for people that have followed me for, years since I've been in the games industry, I used to be on YouTube around 2010, 2011, around that time where I first started out just doing vlogs talking about gaming. It wasn't as big as it is now, obviously. And back then I was really kind of just doing stuff for Real Otaku Gamer, and I was really just trying to get my name out there. I wasn't doing as much stuff within the games industry as I do now. But I have this love-hate relationship with YouTube personally. I love it as a platform. I love it as a tool. I love it as a means to get stuff out there. And I love it as a way for me to show off my skills and show off my craft and what I could bring to the table when it comes to talking about video games. But the way that I hate it sometimes, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys out there kind of share the same sentiments that I do, is that it also gives a voice to people that sometimes don't always deserve it. And, it always gives a voice and a platform and a means of getting out there and a means of just kind of spreading negativity, even though YouTube could be used for such positive means. Again, it's a double-edged thing that a lot of places, a lot of platforms, and any other tool, you could even argue money is the same thing. It kind of gives, both good and bad stuff to the people out there. But anyway, if we're just sticking to YouTube right now, one of my biggest issues with YouTube is my problem is that sometimes I find that the personalities and the individuals that end up blowing up usually use it to the worst type of way. And I don't mean necessarily they're using YouTube badly. I mean that they're kind of doing things and saying things that have a really bad negative effect and really just spread bad stuff around to other people. For example, you'll get some YouTubers that, they'll do vlogs and they'll say certain things. They'll get really popular in gaming. They'll get hundreds, if not thousands, close to millions of followers, if not subscribers sometimes. And they'll just do things that are just not only really outlandish and really stupid, but also do things and kind of be looked at as a face and as a representative for everybody else within the games industry or even everybody else on YouTube. And they don't take responsibility for their actions and they don't take responsibility for their audience. That I think is really the bigger thing with me sometimes. And I've written about this in a couple different places. I actually wrote about this somewhat recently over on Influencer Update. I'll probably put a link in the description box below so you guys can check it out. As far as communities that are built up by different creators and influencers that have a positive effect on the internet. And one of the things that I said on there is that sometimes that there's no responsibility taken by individuals that end up getting that big. And they just want to, kind of get all the fame and the glory and the perks of being someone that's known within the space, but they don't want to actually use it to their advantage and use it in a way that's going to benefit everybody. It's always this selfish mindset, this self-centered mindset, which I can understand. Again, it's your YouTube channel, it's your content, it's all that different stuff. But also, if you're going to really, kind of talk about or kind of, use terms like, oh, for the community, or oh, for the culture, and all these other different types of stuff that people use as buzzwords now, I feel like there's a certain sense of responsibility that's supposed to come with that, or a certain sense of dignity or almost duty in a way. Let me give you guys an example. I know a lot of people kind of harp on this and have even harped on me a little bit. Usually Boogie2988, he's like usually the perfect example I go to. He's someone that talks about all these different stuff within the gaming community. He talks about a lot of issues that pop up, which is great, which is really cool. And he's even come out and said that he'll talk to different individuals on various shows and various media people, not just games media, but all types of media people. But then his actions won't back it up. Like he'll go and he'll talk to only the top, YouTubers or the top individuals, the top creators that are out there. He won't actually go work with a smaller creator and blow them up. Now, that's a dilemma that I know a lot of people don't necessarily agree with me with. I'm of the mindset that if I end up getting like millions of subscribers for whatever reason, I would blow up other creators that I saw were doing good work but don't get enough shine. I think that's a big problem with a lot of big individuals on YouTube and even other platforms where they get the notoriety and stuff, but they want to stick within the circles that's going to keep giving them that notoriety. And I understand why they do it, because they need to sustain themselves. They need to actually keep going. They need to keep the momentum flowing, and they need to keep the dollars rolling in. That makes perfect sense. However, for me, I feel like there's got to be more than that. There's got to be more stuff there than just, kind of sustaining what's already okay, sustaining what's already, something that kind of just keeps you relevant. Again, a lot of these people that do this stuff don't have other jobs. Like they don't have other means of living. This is all they do. And I get it and I understand it. Following the trends is important. But again, if you're going to use those buzzwords, if you're going to talk like that, there's got to be more than just that. But anyway, again, back to Boogie. It's one of those things where I've always felt like, an individual like him or an individual that has a following like him, I could always have a good conversation about this type of stuff. Again, I'm someone that doesn't have millions of subscribers. As you guys know, if you probably look on the channel right now as you're listening to this, I have maybe like over 1,000 subscribers, just over 1,000, like not even that much. And I feel like at least I could provide good content out there that people would enjoy. At least I get told that by a lot of the audience that checks my stuff out. And that's kind of paired up with a lot of my writing, that's paired up with a lot of my podcasting, and a lot of other stuff that I do, not just specifically YouTube, because again, I put these episodes on YouTube and I put them out for everybody to enjoy. But I feel like, again, me personally, and I feel like a lot of other creators out there that just don't get enough shine could roll with these big boys. But the problem is that they just don't get the spotlight put onto them. They don't get any sort of individual that's like, yo, you guys got to go check out some of these people, because even though you love my stuff and my stuff is dope, look at this other individual who is just as dope as me, or someone that I feel like is doing great work. And I don't see enough of that. And I feel like it's a crabs in a barrel mentality. I've talked about this also with a couple individuals and industry friends of mine that are on YouTube, and some of them have been just straight up YouTubers that just do this stuff for a living, and they feel kind of somewhat similar, and they try to do what they can with their own platforms to blow up other people, to kind of give other shine to other people, because the way I look at it is that if you're able to blow up other individuals, that's another person you could work with. That's another person, another creator that you could kind of bounce off of. And I feel like when you put out the good energy and when you put out that good work, it just builds you up as far as your portfolio. It's not necessarily the other guys trying to take away what you're already doing. And that's one of my biggest problems with YouTubers, specifically YouTube creators, I should say. My biggest issue being is that we need to stop this mentality, or stop this mindset where everybody is trying to get your stuff that you've created, or everybody's trying to take away what you've already established. One of the biggest comparisons I could put it to is the music industry. I actually see Charlemagne the God, and I see a couple other people at Hot 97 and a few other personalities here and there talk about this, where there's like, okay, what is it with certain artists where they feel like they can't do business and they can't collaborate with certain people because they feel like people are trying to take away their stuff, when that's not the case. And I could see the parallels between that and what goes on in YouTube, and even in the games industry, specifically because of all the different YouTube gamers, the streamers, and all the different personalities that rise up. Everybody feels like everybody's trying to take away their stuff, like there's a finite amount of time or a finite amount of viewership, and that's not the case. I've gotten into arguments and debates with different YouTubers because they swear to God up and down that that's the case, and I'm telling them like, yo, it's really not. For the 5 or 10 minutes that you spend collaborating with somebody or even talking to somebody on a podcast, it's not going to take away the 30 or so minutes that somebody could watch your videos. It's not going to take away those subscribers, especially if they're fans of yours. They're going to follow what you do, or they're going to follow different individuals that enjoy working with you or being kind of like, next to you like that. And some people use that to their advantage. That's how they build up certain communities of individuals that they could work with and stuff. But then they just kind of get stuck into that. And that to me is a problem, because then at that point, you're not advancing the culture. You're not advancing, the medium. You're not advancing the craft. You're just trying to stick within that safety net or that safety bubble of individuals, or just what exactly to keep everything sustained. One of the things that I feel like we don't have in gaming, and really don't have in YouTube, and some people would argue against this, they would disagree with me, but I feel like it's really apparent. We don't have like a one single individual or a group of individuals that really embody YouTube in a way where it's like it shows the general public that isn't in the know of it what exactly that could be that ideal thing. What we get is usually popular personalities that have the most subscribers and the most viewership, and they do all these like crazy outlandish things that I get reported on and stuff. And while they have such a big following and such a big, influence on a lot of individuals, they're not really looked at as the ideals, like, okay, this is what this can be in the most positive way possible. They're always looked at as like, oh, such and such with X amount of subscribers is in this drama, is doing this crazy thing, is doing this ridiculous thing, is getting reported on the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal. I mean, if you really had to choose one individual that could have been that, or that could have, in the past tense, been that would have been PewDiePie, if it wasn't for the fact that he got caught up in all these other crazy things and he's just meandering now. He might have the most subscribers on YouTube, but again, he hardly ever uses it for anything other than just like keeping him relevant, keeping him within the know, and just doing content where he could just say something and people just look at it and just react to it. It's not really kind of having a positive influence on things outside of YouTube, or things that are in tandem or in tangent to YouTube. And I feel like when we finally get an individual that does something like that, that does more than just put eyes on themselves and put eyes on what they exactly want to do, that's when things I think are going to get more interesting for YouTube, and people are going to have a lot more of a better outlook on a lot of the creators and influencers and just the overall craft as a whole. So anyway, that's just my thoughts on the matter. Again, I try to keep these podcast episodes, these one-man podcasts, pretty short as far as, time frame. Again, I don't like to build up too much of your time or take up too much of your time like that, especially since it's just me talking. I'm pretty sure a lot of people out there can only stand somebody talking for so long, to give it a monologue like that. Again, I look at this as kind of like a stand-up comedy special, or just like me under a spotlight talking to you guys here and there. But regardless, though, let me know what you guys think about this episode. Let me know what you guys want to actually hear me talk about. Again, I take any suggestions about, different subjects and topics I could touch on. I'm probably going to record another one of these that's going to be exclusive to Patreon. I'm not sure exactly what the topic's going to be yet, but maybe I'll put it in the description box below once that's live. Again, I'm trying to give a wide array of stuff and content that you guys can enjoy both on YouTube and also on my Patreon page. So don't forget to check it out when you guys get a chance. Check out my Patreon page. It'll be up now by the time you actually listen to this. Just check out all the different exclusives we have on there. There's other episodes that I've already uploaded that you guys, again, if you pay at the dollar level or higher, you get all the episodes for free. You're able to check them all out. There's a lot in there thus far. Again, I try to upload these when I can. But anyway, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel here on YouTube. Again, it's Gamers with Gains channel. Spread it around to your friends. I'm actually going to be posting up a brand new review very soon, just with everything that I've been dealing with over here. Again, the GoFundMe page, a lot of the family stuff, obviously, and the medical stuff that we've had to deal with. That's kind of like pushed everything back and gone the way just a little bit, especially now since I don't have the internet at home. Check out all the links in the description box below for all the info about that stuff and how you guys could support the GoFundMe page and everything else. But anyway, that's all I got for you. I will talk to you again very soon. Peace out and stay epic, everybody.